Welcome to Monster Trailcams, where curiosity stirs and the unexpected thrives. Here, our global community shares footage of the unexplainable, the eerie, and the intriguing creatures that hide in plain sight. We are your hub for bizarre and fascinating finds caught on camera. Click subscribe and join us on this journey of unraveling the world's unseen mysteries. Prepare to be thrilled. This is Monster Trailcams, where the wild remains wild. Imagine you're scrolling through TikTok and you stumble upon a video that captures something unexpected and dark. This particular video was uploaded by a user who was exploring Port Glasgow in the United Kingdom. At the start of the video, you can see a remarkable sculpture titled Future in Hand.
Isn't it? Future in hand.
However, what becomes the focal point of this video isn't this work of art, but rather an old, seemingly abandoned apartment building nearby. The setting is eerie, the ambience is dark, shadows are thick, and the only light source comes from the TikToker's flashlight. As they plan their flashlight around, it illuminates the base of the building. Immediately you can see that the ground floor windows have been boarded up. It's as if they're trying to hide or protect something from inside.
You see movement then?
Or maybe it's an effort to keep outsiders away.
With the light. Yo.
The real intrigue begins when the user shifts the flashlight's beam to the apartment's second floor. A voice in the background, another person accompanying the TikToker, whispers that they caught a glimpse of something on the upper level. The heart of any viewer would skip a beat at that moment. Following the hint, the light is focused intently on a window with curtains slightly ajar. Suddenly, the curtains are tugged aside, revealing a haunting face. It's only in the viewer's sight for a mere second, but it's long enough to send anyone in fear. This face is extremely pale, with deep pitch-black eyes that seem to consume the light. It bears an uncanny resemblance to the masks worn by villains in horror movies. It's the kind of face that sticks with you, even when you close your eyes. Given that the building looks abandoned, there's speculation that the face could belong to a homeless individual seeking refuge inside. However, if that's the truth, why does the face have such a haunting appearance? Was it a trick of the light, a mask, or something even more mysterious? The video leaves viewers with more questions than answers and an undeniable sense of unease. The origin of the video in question remains a mystery. However, we do know that this particular version was uploaded by a TikTok user. The footage, captured in late 2021, is taken from a CCTV security camera overlooking a dimly lit back street. The scene is eerie. Two men are seen walking along the deserted road when an unexplained event unfolds. Upon closer examination, especially when the footage is zoomed in, a startling detail emerges. A third figure, seemingly appearing out of thin air, suddenly intervenes. This mysterious figure throws one of the men backward, causing him to stumble across the road. This unexpected intervention gives the man who was on the ground a crucial moment to regain his footing. Strangely, as the man stands up, this third entity seems to vanish, melding with him. The result? Only two individuals are left standing on the road, just as before. The video has naturally sparked widespread curiosity and speculation online. Theories abound, each trying to make sense of the inexplicable footage. Some argue that this might be evidence of a supernatural protector, likening the figure to a jinn or genie from ancient lore. There are also those who firmly believe that the man was saved by his guardian angel, intervening at a critical moment. However, skeptics have their say too. They dismiss the mysterious occurrence as nothing more than clever digital manipulation, a product of advanced CGI. With technology being so advanced nowadays, it's not entirely far-fetched. In a rather puzzling event, a peculiar object was spotted soaring near a commercial airliner, causing a stir among authorities. On July 7, 2015, a hobbyist filmmaker was in the midst of recording footage of a Virgin Atlantic flight as it took off from JFK Airport in New York. As they focused on the ascending aircraft, their lens caught something unexpected in the vast sky. Suddenly, a mysterious object, swift and seemingly dark-colored, darted past the commercial plane. Considering the standard speed of an airplane during takeoff, this object would have had to be moving at a breathtaking pace to overtake the aircraft in such a manner. Its appearance was quite unusual, slim in structure, but what piqued interest was how it seemed to change in width as it glided, almost as if it was contracting and expanding. British UFO aficionado Russ Kellett had an opportunity to review the captured footage. Even with his extensive background in unidentified flying objects, he found himself scratching his head. Speaking to several media outlets, he expressed his perplexity, noting the object's strange ability to seem to fluctuate in size as it traveled. The inevitable question on everyone's mind is, what exactly was this high-speed entity? The aviation industry, typically quick to provide answers regarding aerial anomalies, has been silent. No official explanation has been presented as of yet. Could it have been some unknown drone technology, or perhaps a bird caught in a peculiar angle of flight? There's a myriad of possible explanations, but until aviation authorities shed light on this enigma, we're left with more questions than answers. As it stands, this incident is earmarked as a genuine UFO sighting, adding to the myriad of mysteries that our vast skies hold.
In a chilling photograph shared by a Reddit user, an eerie sight awaits. The story goes like this. One brisk morning, as this individual was on their way to work, they felt an unsettling feeling of being watched. To their horror, from the window of their own apartment building, there seemed to be a figure observing them. From their vantage point, they thought they could make out the figure's hair fluttering in the morning breeze, but they couldn't be entirely sure. Was it just their imagination? Perhaps it was merely a decoration, or some furniture casting an odd shadow. Wanting to clarify the situation, they decided to investigate. But before heading up, they swiftly captured the scene with a photograph, a decision that would later fuel much speculation and intrigue. Upon reaching the floor where they had spotted the figure, they found nothing. The corridor was deserted. There was no sign of anyone or anything that could have been mistaken for the eerie silhouette. The experience was so unsettling that a cold dread settled over the Reddit user, leaving them feeling nauseous. They promptly left and headed straight to work, the eerie image and experience still fresh in their mind. Now, one could argue that it might have just been another resident, or perhaps someone visiting the building. Maybe this person had simply moved out of sight as the Reddit user was making their way upstairs. But that doesn't quite account for the haunting Grim Reaper-esque figure captured in the photograph. The image is undeniably unsettling. Of course, there are always skeptics. Some say it was a trick of the light. Others believe it's a well-executed hoax, while a few even suggest it might be something supernatural. Regardless of what it was, the chilling appearance of the figure has left many questioning and speculating. Is it a genuine encounter with something otherworldly, or just an instance of being at the right place at the wrong time, seeing something ordinary in an extraordinary light? Whether it was a mere coincidence, a prank, or something more sinister, we may never truly know. The intentions of the mysterious figure, if there were any, will remain shrouded in mystery.
Another interesting photo has recently been making the rounds on the internet, thanks to a Redditor who shared it. This particular photo was taken late at night, originally intended to capture an image of a propane tank. However, what drew the photographer's attention wasn't just the tank. Right next to it was a mysterious figure almost hidden in the shadows of the night. At first glance, it might seem like nothing more than a play of light and shadow, but if you really zoom in and look closely, there are distinct features that are hard to ignore. The figure bears a striking resemblance to a gorilla, characterized by its bulky build, a pronounced pointed head, and eyes that seem to glow in the dark. What's even more intriguing is that after the photo was snapped, the figure apparently disappeared. And to add to the mystery, there were no footprints or any other signs of its presence left behind. It makes one wonder, could this be evidence of another cryptid, an unknown creature, roaming our world? Only time will tell if more sightings like this emerge. In a video that emerged from Malaysia, there appears to be a mystifying incident of a young boy seemingly vanishing in thin air while on a carnival ride. Back in June 2022, Nufa Frina Rosni, a local resident of Malaysia, decided to spend a day at a nearby theme park with her 5-year-old son, Muiz. Like any proud mother, she began filming him as he joyfully experienced a merry-go-round ride. But as she reviewed the footage, what she saw sent her into fear. In the video, Muiz is initially seen sharing a cart with another young boy. As the merry-go-round completes its first rotation, everything seems perfectly normal. Yet as the ride comes around for its second turn, Muiz is abruptly seated alone in the cart. The boy who was next to him had vanished. Perplexed and concerned, Rosni immediately approached her son after the ride. She recalls in an interview with a local news outlet, "When he got off the cart, it was just him. I asked him about the other boy." Muiz innocently explained that a park worker had paired him up with the other child to share the ride. But when Rosni showed him the video, the part where the boy disappeared, Muiz was just as baffled. He had no answer to the simple question, where did the boy go? This mysterious video spread like wildfire online, capturing the attention and imagination of thousands. Netizens dissected every frame, trying to come up with plausible explanations. A common theory was that the young boy might have simply laid flat in the cart during the second rotation, escaping the camera's view. Others speculated that the video might have been tampered with or edited for sensational effect. However, a more eerie interpretation started gaining traction. Many viewers entertained the idea of the supernatural. Whispered rumors began circulating that the ghostly figure could be the spirit of a child who tragically lost his life at that very carnival years ago. While this tale has captured the intrigue of many, no official explanation or conclusion has been offered regarding the whereabouts of the young boy seen in the video. Whether a simple trick of the camera, an edited hoax, or a brush with the unknown, the story remains a mystery. The internet was abuzz with a peculiar video that found its way onto Twitter. This intriguing footage presented a scene where motorists, making a left turn, appeared to be vanishing into a mysterious void. Imagine watching a dozen vehicles, one after the other, taking a turn and seemingly disappearing into thin air. Shortly after, several more cars followed suit. The visual was puzzling, to say the least, and left countless viewers scratching their heads, trying to make sense of the mystery unfolding before them. Given the vast reach of social media, the video quickly garnered a lot of attention. Discussions sprouted on every platform, with users offering their theories and speculations. Many were flummoxed, questioning the reality of what they were witnessing. Could this be a gateway to another dimension, or some unexplained phenomenon of the physical world? As speculation grew, so did the intrigue, with the video becoming a hot topic of debate. However, the mystery didn't remain unsolved for long. Another eagle-eyed user on Twitter provided a visual breakdown, shedding light on what was truly happening. As it turns out, the strange occurrence wasn't as supernatural as many had believed. The answer lay in a simple optical illusion. The original video was shot from a unique vantage point, high above the scene. As motorists made their left turn, tall buildings lining the street concealed them from the camera's view, making it appear as if they were disappearing. But they were just hidden behind the structures, continuing on their journey out of the camera's line of sight. Further adding to the illusion, what many believed to be water flowing beneath a bridge was, in fact, just the wet rooftop of one of these very buildings. The shimmering effect made it look like a stream of water, adding another layer of mystery to the scene. Now, with this revelation, if one were to revisit and re-watch the video, it becomes clear. Viewers can even spot the camera operator's location, which, as clarified, is on a rooftop. It's a testament to how angles, perspective, and a bit of natural elements like the wet rooftop can craft a compelling visual story, even if unintentional. In an unusual turn of events from Kenya, a story has emerged about how a witch doctor used swarms of bees to apprehend thieves. In May 2022, the Directorate of Criminal Investigations Kenya shared this strange yet fascinating tale via their Twitter account. They announced the arrest of 3 individuals, and surprisingly, this arrest was made with the assistance of a witch doctor. Here's the backstory. A few weeks prior, a farmer residing in Kakamega County, a region roughly 370 kilometers northwest of Nairobi, noticed his livestock were vanishing. This wasn't just a case of a few stray animals, they were being stolen. The farmer, named Tolibert Imbiaka and aged 42, desperate for a solution, decided to turn to traditional methods. He hired a local witch doctor, hoping that this unconventional approach might help him identify the culprits behind the thefts. The DCI's report provides a vivid account of what followed. After arriving at the farm, the witch doctor performed various rituals and incantations. Following the ceremony, Imbiaka was instructed to patiently wait for 2 days, after which the witch doctor assured him the thieves would reveal themselves. In a twist that sounds straight out of a fantasy novel, 3 men, Hilary Momanyi, John Bucazio, and Winston Mutieli, returned to the scene 2 days later, accompanied by the stolen animals. Most astonishingly, they were reportedly attacked and rounded up by swarms of bees. Eyewitnesses even claimed that the bees had bound the men's hands together, acting like natural handcuffs. Though this account may seem far-fetched, there is evidence to support it. Video footage captured the extraordinary scene. In the video, the town's residents can be seen gathered around, many in shock, as they watch the procession. The alleged thieves were paraded down a road carrying stolen livestock like a goat and a calf. On close inspection of the footage, and particularly in a slowed-down segment, it indeed appears as if one man's hands are bound together, not by rope or chains, but by a buzzing swarm of bees. Given the surreal nature of this incident, skepticism is understandable. Had this information not come from a reputable source like the DCI Kenya, many would likely dismiss it as mere folklore or urban legend. For those unfamiliar, DCI Kenya is analogous to the FBI in the U.S. They are tasked with investigating major crimes across the nation, including fraud, human trafficking, and child endangerment, to name a few. This event, merging modern crime investigation with traditional practices, showcases the diverse and sometimes mystical ways justice can manifest. Whether you believe in the power of the witch doctor or not, this story surely offers a glimpse into the unexpected and the unexplained. In this video uploaded by Exploring with Danny on his YouTube channel based in the UK, Danny delves into the world of the paranormal. He's a dedicated paranormal investigator who tirelessly journeys across the country, searching for tangible evidence that suggests there might indeed be life after death. In this particularly gripping episode, Danny sets his sights on an old derelict church he had read about online. There were whispers on the internet claiming that this church harbored something terrifying within its ancient walls. Although Danny chooses to keep the exact location under wraps to preserve its mystique, it's evident early on that the church is a stunning piece of Gothic architecture. It stands alone, its grandeur somewhat diminished by the overgrowth that seems to have claimed the estate around it. As Danny attempts to navigate his way into the building, viewers can immediately observe the state of decay and neglect. The surroundings are in disarray, with nature reclaiming its ground. However, what starts as a mere exploration takes a chilling turn when Danny starts hearing inexplicable noises.
Got to watch where I'm walking. I can hear all sorts of noises. I'm nervous. I'm really nervous. But, you know, I've got to bring the best for you guys.
At first, he brushes them off, attributing the eerie sounds to pigeons that might have made a home in the abandoned structure. But things take a truly unsettling turn when, as Danny examines an ancient baptismal font, he hears the unmistakable sound of a woman's sob.
Gotta watch out for these holes in the floor right here. I don't want to be falling through. What is this? What the hell? Is that a pigeon?
And what transpires next is enough to send fears to anyone. In a moment of sheer terror, Danny catches a glimpse of an unidentified figure and, in his shock, dashes away from the sight. His rapid footsteps and panicked shouts fill the background as the scene unfolds.
Hello? Oh my God! What the f*** is that?
Upon replaying the footage, there appears to be a grayish figure seated among the church's pews, draped in a white garment. While there's been a fair share of skepticism around the video's authenticity, many viewers were swayed by Danny's genuine-sounding screams. They argue that his reaction was so raw and visceral, it lends credence to the possibility of a real ghostly encounter. However, skeptics have pointed out that this could merely be an elaborate hoax. They argue that someone, perhaps an accomplice, could have been sitting in the dark adorned in makeup and a white dress, waiting for the right moment to appear and spook Danny during his exploration. In a video submitted by a viewer to a YouTube channel, there unfolds an event that's bound to boggle the mind. The footage, recorded mid-afternoon on the 20th of October, 2019, showcases a mysterious occurrence through the lens of a car's dash cam. As the scene unfolds, what seems to be a black car suddenly appears on screen, seemingly materializing from nowhere. Even when the video is played in slow motion, there's no discernible sign of where the black car might have originated from. It's as if it just popped into existence, springing from thin air in a split second. One might argue that this is simply a matter of the camera's perspective, but another intriguing aspect casts doubt on that explanation. To the left of the black car, a silver vehicle can be seen, apparently intending to make a left turn and continue down a slip lane. Logic would dictate that the driver of the silver car would have noticed the black vehicle and taken evasive action. However, it appeared as if the silver car's driver was utterly unaware of the black car's sudden appearance. There's no sudden brake, no swerve, nothing to indicate the driver saw the impending hazard. This begs the question, was the black car really invisible until that very moment, or was the silver car's driver simply not paying attention? The footage naturally generated a flurry of reactions from viewers. Many found themselves debating and speculating over what they had witnessed. A popular theory that emerged was the idea of teleportation, the notion that the black car had transported itself instantly from one location to another. An even more far-fetched theory was that of time travel, with some viewers suggesting the black car had moved not just through space, but also time. In a video clip recently uploaded to TikTok, viewers are treated to a lively pool party scene. At first glance, it looks like any other joyful gathering, with people laughing and splashing around, but on closer inspection, something peculiar stands out. I encourage you to give it another watch, especially towards the end. There's a moment that's captured the attention and sometimes the apprehension of many. Right at the clip's conclusion, a young girl dressed in white seemingly disappears before our very eyes. Now, there's a chance she simply moved behind a pole or some other obstruction just as the camera panned away. But that's not what's causing a stir. It's her overall appearance that has some viewers scratching their heads and others genuinely alarmed. This young girl has an astonishing aura about her. Her complexion is unusually pale, almost grayish, and she has strikingly dark eyes. Moreover, her dress doesn't quite fit the contemporary setting. Instead, it harkens back to a bygone era, making her presence even more jarring against the modern backdrop of a pool party. When you couple her anachronistic attire with her sudden and mysterious appearance, the result is an eerie moment that's hard to shake off. Several viewers have taken to the comments section sharing their theories. Some suggest she might just be another partygoer who happened to be in vintage attire, but many are convinced that they've witnessed something supernatural. They argue that this could be a ghost caught on camera, and whether you're a skeptic or a believer, the mere idea is enough to give anyone a bit of a chill. A truly peculiar video was shared on TikTok, taken at Disneyland. It seemed like any other ordinary day at the park. The sky was clear, the sun was shining just right, and everything seemed perfect. The main focus of the video was a woman dressed as Wanda from the Marvel Universe. Understandably, she had amassed a group of fans trailing behind, all hoping to snap a photo or grab a selfie with her. But as the person recording the video followed her, something utterly strange unfolded. Out of the blue, a man wearing a pink t-shirt just appeared. There was no logical reason for his sudden emergence. Many viewers were quick on the draw, suggesting he might be a time traveler. Some even went as far as to theorize that this could be evidence of a glitch in the Matrix or our reality. Now, if you pay close attention, there's another oddity. The man doesn't cast a shadow suggesting he's walking in the scene. He just seems to manifest out of thin air. Another curious detail to note is the direction he's walking, from right to left. But then, he never shows up on the right side of the screen. It's bewildering. A keen observer mentioned that it could be a trick of perspective or camera angle. This incident has left many scratching their heads, trying to piece together a logical explanation. What do you think happened here? What's your theory behind this mind-boggling event? Recently, a rather unusual video made its way onto TikTok. In the footage, we see a dog joyfully playing with its frisbee, seemingly in a spacious park or backyard. Yet, there's something odd happening in the background. If you focus closely on the frisbee, it almost appears as though it's being tugged in various directions, forcing the dog to put up a bit of a fight to hold on to it. The person filming can't contain their amusement, chuckling at the bizarre scene unfolding before them. Maybe they just think their furry friend is having an off day or being playful in its own quirky way. Those who watched and commented on the video have their own theories. Some suggest that an unseen force, maybe even a ghost, is trying to snatch the frisbee away, judging by the dog's reactions. Others argue that the dog might simply be unsure about the best way to grip the frisbee, or that the camera angle just makes it look strange. But then, there's a moment in the video where everything returns to normalcy. The dog strolls around as if nothing happened. This begs the question, was there really something supernatural at play, or was it just a playful dog having a little fun? Whatever the case, the video surely captured the curiosity of many.
What are you doing?
The Ethereal Sisters Paranormal Team is a group of investigators who specialize in the unexplained, and they're based in Western Australia. Recently, they decided to explore the Serpentine Cemetery, a place that holds not just graves but also historical significance. This cemetery is closely tied to the pioneering families who originally settled in the region. These families played a major role in shaping the community, contributing to its growth and involvement in local affairs. As the team was wandering around the cemetery grounds, they started using a special app on their phones called Necrophonic, designed to help communicate with spirits.
10. Just a 10. Oh my gosh, it's coming through. Okay. Just once. Alright, so then.
Surprisingly, the app began guiding them, as if giving directions. Intrigued, they followed the app's cues and moved to a different part of the cemetery. That's when things got really strange. Their camera suddenly captured something odd. A quick blue mist swept across the screen. What made it even more unusual was the fact that the night was clear, with no fog or any other mist visible in the surrounding area. Curious and a bit skeptical, they tried to replicate the conditions to see if the mist would appear again. Despite their best efforts, they couldn't recreate that mysterious blue mist. Eager for a second opinion, they sent the footage to Greg Ludwig, another well-known investigator in the paranormal field. Unlike skeptics who might dismiss it as simple mist, Greg had a different take. He suggested that the blue mist might actually be a male spirit manifesting itself. So, what's your take on this? Where do you think this mysterious blue mist came from? Could it be a natural phenomenon, or might it be something from the other side? In this clip, we're about to see something truly intriguing that happened inside a cave. Over time, many explorers have ventured into unknown territories, leading them to experience both awe-inspiring discoveries and menacing near-death moments. Recently, an image began circulating on Facebook, capturing the attention of many. The photo shows two explorers navigating a narrow gap between two large boulders. Yet, what caught everyone's attention was what lurked behind the second explorer. There appears to be a mysterious, almost ghostly figure with prominent large eyes staring directly into the camera. The figure doesn't have a discernible body, but its presence is marked by a translucent form. And if that wasn't eerie enough, there's another spectral figure lurking further back, its face barely discernible. The person who originally posted this image on Facebook firmly asserts that the photo hasn't been altered or manipulated in any manner. Naturally, as with any photo of this nature, there are skeptics. Many will doubt its authenticity, and indeed, upon closer inspection, you'll notice that the eyes of the second man seem to mirror those of the ghostly presence behind him. This resemblance has led some to speculate that perhaps it's merely a photographic glitch. However, on the other side of the coin, there are those who wholeheartedly believe what they see. These individuals are quick to vouch for the image's authenticity, considering it a genuine capture of a ghostly apparition. Whatever the case, it certainly makes for a compelling and mysterious story. So there's this TikToker, right? He decides to film his little adventure while roaming around inside a building. Now, we can't be 100% sure why he's doing this, but he might have been lured in by some whispers of strange things going down in that place, especially when the lights go out. As he's exploring and sharing his journey with us, we see him head towards what he probably hoped was an exit. But bummer for him, it's locked. Just as we're all thinking he might give up and turn around, the video takes us for a spin. The camera sways to this shadowy stairwell and bam! Out of nowhere, there's this eerie-looking doll or something that sure has a vibe of one. It's chilling, honestly, standing so still just watching. When you hear his gasp, you can almost feel his heart racing. And the shaky camera work? Yeah, the man is definitely freaked out. Now here's the kicker about this doll. It kind of looks like a bald kid, but there's something off. Its arm, way too long. And feet, nowhere to be seen. A bunch of people who've seen the video reckon it's all a big setup, just someone's idea of a prank with a creepy prop placed just right. So what's your verdict? Did he really stumble upon something super spooky, or is it just a cheeky attempt to give us all a bit of a fright? In 2021, a man named Dimitri ignited the curiosity of many when he posted a spellbinding video on YouTube. This footage came straight from the heart of Moscow and showcased a strange phenomenon, a mysterious object suspended in the sky, catching the eye of the city's residents. Upon first glance, it was hard to make out what this thing actually was, partly due to the distance and its baffling presence in the sky. However, several keen-eyed viewers believed the object shared a spooky resemblance with a human figure. Taking a more detailed look at this puzzling entity, it became evident that it seemed to have outstretched legs, adding more credibility to the human figure theory. For the casual observer, it was easy to dismiss the object as a mere speck in the sky. You'd have to zoom in on it to fully appreciate its form and understand why it was causing such a stir. Despite its minuscule size, barely more than a dot against the vast backdrop of the sky, it sparked intrigue and ignited